Hey guys, right here. So today I just want to discuss some sort of rumors that have been going around right now, or that are going around right now in the Walking Dead universe. So Jeffrey Dean Morgan is rumored to leave The Walking Dead due to him being cast in The Boys Season 3. So this has not been confirmed or anything. We can sort of talk about the details right now, and then we can sort of discuss some other stuff in a minute. But right now, we don't know when the filming schedule is of The Boys. We don't know if that would conflict with Walking Dead. We really don't. But I'm assuming if he is leaving, it'll get announced at Comic-Con. That's kind of the one thing that kind of scares me, is because Comic-Con is in a few weeks, and this is sort of coming out right around then. This is sort of what happened. Well, Michonne was sort of speculated months before her departure. Rick, he was a few months before he announced it. And now this is sort of starting to be speculation of Jeffrey Dean Morgan, and Comic-Con's literally in like 2-3 weeks or so. To me, I know some people may not agree with this, but to me at least, Negan leaving or Jeffrey Dean Morgan leaving wouldn't hurt the show in any way, because he's not my favorite character by any means. He's a great character. The actor does a great job bringing Negan to life from the comics. But in my opinion, he's not an essential character in the show. He wouldn't really have too big of a impact if he left, like Norman Reedus or Melissa McBride would. I mean, yeah, it does kind of line up, though, with Maggie's story. So, come to think of it, is he going to join The Boys Season 3 because he left The Walking Dead already? Not the actor, but they actually wrote him off in the story? Because that is what happens in the comics. So, Negan leaves a little bit after the Whisperer War, or like 2 issues after they're done dealing with the huge horde. So, maybe Maggie sends him away. I'm not sure. I'm really not. Like, I do think that this sucks because of how much potential that his character does have. But in the comics, I mean, I don't know what else they can actually do. In the comics, he has like 3 issues left at this point, and then we don't see him for the rest of the series. Obviously, the show is very good at coming up with original material, but it's harder to, because Negan's not another character. He's a past villain. He has a huge history, and you'd have to somehow come up with an interesting story for him that would make sense, because he's not like Aaron, where you can just have a rampage story to fight back to avenge his boyfriend's death. Negan has no connections to anybody in our group. It's just a lot more difficult to come up with something for somebody that's sort of an outsider. But if Jeffrey Dean Morgan leaves, it would suck, because that'd be the 3rd Comic-Con in a row where they announce a cast member leaving. But at the same time, this would sort of be like a break year, I guess, because in my opinion, that wouldn't be a huge deal. It wouldn't really affect me in any way, at least, or impact me, because Negan is sort of just a character in the show. He's not like an essential character like Rick and Michonne were, and Daryl and Carol and Maggie are. But that being said, it definitely would suck, and I definitely would miss his character on the show. And the actor does obviously have a lot of potential for the show. But I don't know what the heck you can actually do with him after Season 11. The show is definitely becoming something other than a survival show. It's really evolving. We're going to meet a community. I don't know exactly what they'll do, but in the comic it was 50,000 people. What are you going to do with Negan in Season 11? If you've read the comics, you know what I'm talking about. I don't know how the heck you could actually fit him into Season 11. You have him sort of bury his past, burn Lucille, sort of make up with Maggie, or just in some way sort of have another discussion with her. I don't really know, though. I mean, honest to God, I don't know if he is leaving. How can they actually write him off? Like, you can't have a big send-off episode like you did for Rick and Michonne. You can't have an actual, like, build-up story to it, because it's Negan. Negan can't carry an entire episode. He could, but it would feel very awkward. It wouldn't feel like the actual Walking Dead show that we're used to. If you have a Negan's final episode. Like, that would be stupid. I'm sorry, but that would just be so stupid if you have, like, Negan's final episode and they have this big story for Negan to send him off. That wouldn't work. I know he's, like, a bigger character, but he's a past villain. He's killed our main characters. As good of a character as he is, I just wouldn't want to see that. I know a lot of people like him, though. Like, obviously, he's not my favorite character, so other people do like him more than I do. But it just wouldn't work. I wouldn't want to see that. Like, I wouldn't want to sit there an entire episode, or multiple episodes in a row, watching his story progress and then wrap up. Because he's not a character we've been following for... We haven't been following his character at all. We've been following Rick, we've been following Michonne and Daryl and Carol, but Negan was introduced at the end of Season 6. He's not a big enough character to sort of have this big finale episode or whatever. So, I think that, honestly, my prediction is at Comic-Con he'll announce he's leaving, and they'll just write him off as he wandered off into the distance, and maybe Jeffrey Dean Morgan or somebody will return for the final season. That's my prediction on how it will happen. Maybe he'll have one big last confrontation with Maggie. He'll burn Lucille, and he walks off into the sunset, and that's the end of his final episode. And I think that should be such a good ending. And then he just in some way, shape, or form returns in the final episode, final season. And then you can wrap his story back up after he's reunited with. I have a perfect vision of how The Walking Dead will end and how they've already set that up for it to happen. But we'll have to see. I'll make another video talking about how I envision them actually already. Like, I vision them having already set it up in Season 9 for how it'll end in whatever season they ended in. But, again, not a huge deal. It does suck to see an awesome character like that go, an iconic character. If this is even true, we obviously have no idea. I just wanted to give my thoughts on it. Some people may disagree, some people may have a different viewpoint on it, and some people... I swear to God, though, if I see one freaking comment of somebody saying I'm not watching the show after Negan leaves, I swear, like, really? You're gonna stop watching a show after a guy who killed Glenn and Abraham, Spencer and Olivia leaves? Like, I know Spencer wasn't a big deal, nobody really liked him anyways, but I don't think that's a good enough reason to stop watching. I mean, Rick and Michonne and Carl are all gone. If Negan is your breaking point, then I guess that is your breaking point. But I just personally don't see that as a way or a reason to stop watching the show. Because obviously there's a lot more potential there still. There's definitely going to be tension between Maggie and everybody else when they come back, because Negan is literally walking around free. So there's a lot of story that they can still tell, but that story that they have a lot of to do with would run out sort of quickly. Because you can't just push it off till episode 15 of Maggie finally confronting Negan of being free. It's gonna be in the first 8 episodes at least, I think. So I think that maybe in the mid-season finale he'll walk off into the sunset after burning Lucille and having a big confrontation with Maggie. But yeah, so thank you guys for watching this video. Leave down below your comments and questions and your opinions on all these rumors. Yeah, who do you think will lose next year? Because it's sort of becoming a theme with Walking Dead. Andrew Lincoln, Denai Guerrera, Jeffrey Dean Morgan. God, I hope next year it's not like Melissa McBride. But, I mean, we'll have to see, I guess. But thank you guys for watching. Please feel free to like, share, comment, and subscribe for full reactions and exclusive videos. Go check out my Patreon, Instagram, and Twitter. Usernames are down below in the description. Also, check out Libras Reacts and Duo Reacts for great reactions to The Walking Dead Seasons 9 and 10. And the Duo has Seasons 1, and they just started 10 yesterday. So, yeah, a lot of awesome reaction channels out there. Go check those out, and I'll see you guys next time.